Welcome to our show, Corner Talks. I'm your host for today. My name is Tessa Such, and I'm a student of fourth year at VACD department in iOS. My co-host for today is Dean of Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences, Ervin Kovacevic. And our guest for today is Rector of International University in Sarajevo. And we are together going to talk about some situations during the pandemic, student-teacher relations, and generally online teaching. So my co-host can start with the questions and so.
Tessa, thank you very much. Professor Yildirim, thank you for agreeing for this conversation. It's a beautiful day, everyone is in a good mood, but we're going to ask a few difficult ones.
Okay, no problem, I am ready.
The pandemic significantly affected education processes.
Yes.
We changed the way we teach, we changed the way we learn. We changed the way we organize education systems.
Yes.
Has iOS tackled the recent challenges well?
Okay, thank you very much. First of all, I would like to say hello to everybody from these very beautiful sunny days. And I think iOS successfully coped with the challenges together with his academicians and with the students together. When the pandemic started, we switched our teaching activities to online immediately, actually, in a week. We were really fast, and we organized almost all classes during the online platforms. In the beginning, we used maybe a few different platforms, but with the help of our academicians, with our deans, and some dedicated professors, we started using single platform, MS Teams. And we didn't want to confuse the students. So then our teaching activities continued without any interruption. It was the success, I believe, because many universities struggled and they were not sure what to do, how to do.
Of course.
But we reacted immediately to the situation and we switched to online education. Then we started discussing about how to handle in the exams, how to handle in the labs, studios, and different teaching modes that we could use, flipped learning or hybrid mode of teaching. And together with our administrative staff, especially deans and the IT staff, we were able to manage all activities through MS Teams, and we started doing hybrid classes, hybrid studios, hybrid labs, and based on the permission of the crisis center, we invited some of our students to labs, studios, or the classrooms, and by adjusting different camera angles, we were able to, do those classes together with our students online. Especially some students that abroad were able to attend the labs and studios and other class activities at the same time, simultaneously. And it was a great success, but this success is not just belong to administration or just belong to academicians, professors. It was also success of our students. They adjusted themselves immediately to this system, and they helped us a lot in terms of succeeding the online education. So I think we were successful. I can say that.
So what I wanted to ask you is actually according to that, what you just said, what are your predictions for the next academic year? And also, is your team working on any specific strategies to address the alternative scenarios that could happen?
Yes. My prediction is we are going to have face-to-face education starting from October.
Oh.
Actually, I want it to be face-to-face.
Yes.
Why? Because our students are tired of online education. We as professors are tired of online education. Sitting in front of a screen for the students are so boring.
Mm.
and just talking to the cameras in front of smart boards or the computers is still is really boring for the professors as well. I think based on the vaccinations around the world and in Bosnia hopefully this summer, and the natural vaccinations, getting sick, you know, naturally, we may have population kind of immunization. So I think the everybody, government offices and the ministries are planning to open the schools in September. I know that many parts of the world and universities are planning to face-to-face education next semester. Hopefully we will have face-to-face education. If we can't do it, because we have to follow the orders of the Education Ministry, Ministry of Education, and the Crisis Center, you know that. It is not only our decision or only our desire. So if we can't do face-to-face education, we can continue to online education, but we prefer hybrid education. And we would like to increase the rate of hybrid education. Right now, for example, in your department, VACD department, is doing hybrid education since the crisis started actually.
Yes.
And many
Is it-
students are coming to the studios and you are following the classes if you don't come to the class through the online platforms. And we have studios and lab courses in hybrid mode. We may increase the rate of these classes, and we made some investments for that actually during the pandemic. We made our internet connection stronger than ever, and we invested some equipment for the IT center, IT department. Also, we invested some classes with the smart boards, new system, Cisco WebEx system. So in this pandemic, actually we experienced the distance learning activities. So for future plannings, we may also offer some distance learning programs. Because now we have the infrastructure, we have the experiences, all of our professors experienced in this, all of our students are experienced in this type of education. So we may continue like we do, but without students. The campus is in quota dead.
Yes.
Okay, so we are together with our administratives and administrations. Most of our professors are given their courses from their home or somewhere else. And human relations cannot continue like this.
Yes.
Human beings around the world are tired of this. So let's see what will happen. But we have plans to have face-to-face educations. If it doesn't happen, we may continue as we do right now.
Yes, but just a little following question. So you are satisfied with the way the university handled the situation and the teaching solutions that we've, you know?
Actually, as a rector, I am. And I am giving classes as well. So I am asking my students. We, as IUS, are student-centric university actually. We usually ask our students if they are satisfied. It doesn't mean anything if we satisfy. I mean, as dean and rector, we always satisfy because the decisions are given by us. I think as a human nature, we should say, okay, we are doing the right thing. But we are asking students if they are satisfied with our activities, with our online teaching. And I have some numbers actually before coming here. I guessed you are going to ask this question. We made a survey in the end of last year, 2020. And we asked some questions to the students if they are satisfied with the activities online teaching. And 44% of the students attended the survey, our students. And they rated lecturers, our professors, and the course design 3.9 points on the scale of 0 to 4.
Oh.
So they are really happy with our professors, with the course designs that we designed for the online education.
Yes.
And transition to online teaching were graded as 3.4,
Which is also great
which is
success.
also good,
So,
but there is some room to improve.
Yeah.
See, this is really important for us. If we say everything is perfect, if anybody says about any issues that it is perfect, most probably he is or she is lying.
Yeah.
Perfect is the enemy of the good, right? It's the enemy of the improvement. So, but we are in a good situation, condition, but we have some room to improve. And we ask students, how was the IUS response to COVID-19? And how was the support of management to the students during this pandemic situation? And they rated, they gave the grade of 3.5 over 4. So this is good. It shows that our students are satisfied. And this is important for us because if they are not happy what we are doing, it means nothing.
Yeah.
So that's why I always say that our present students are our messengers of our university. Whatever we say, whatever we do, the advertisement doesn't matter for me. I care what the student feels, how they say about us, what they say about us, and if they tell us something to improve. This is really important. Your feedbacks are the most important thing for us to improve ourselves.
Yeah.
I think
You explained really great for us. You answered my next question. Actually, I was wondering, is the student teacher this relationship compromised? But when I see those results, that just shows that it's pretty successful still. And just to follow that question, do you think that our teachers are providing enough contact hours to the students?
Well, previously we had some contact hours asked by the law. 5 hours in a week, I think it was asked by the law. So our teachers, our professors were announcing some certain times for the office hours, contact hours for the students. By the pandemic, since everything was online, we didn't have a fixed contact hours. Officially we announced it in our web pages, but our professors were available 7 by 24 hours. 7 day, 24 hours. I was receiving emails at 11 p.m. and if I don't respond the email, at least until the next morning, the student was asking again. They are sending email. If they don't get response, they ask through the Teams. If they don't get it, they ask through WhatsApp. Or so they, I think the communication between professors and students actually improved. And the reply time for their questions, for their requests, are decreased a lot. So, but is it same for every person? No, of course. The personality affects that reaction time, reaction type, or sometimes students may not be happy what the answer they received from the professor. But the relationship between the professors and the teachers and the students, I think, improved and
Yes.
increased a lot.
Thank you.
it's very good to hear that we are doing well, right?
I have to claim that.
Yes, but let's just clarify one more point, perhaps. Would you say that our university is facing any particular difficulties when it comes to organizational processes? For example, what are your, if I may ask, what are your managerial priorities at the moment, right now?
Okay. Of course, we faced a lot of maybe difficulties we are still facing. But when I compare those difficulties with our achievements, I think the achievements are more important, what we achieved, what we succeeded together with our students. We have some managerial difficulties because most of our staff and most of our students are away from the university, and it affects maybe some administrative relations,
Processes, yes.
processes with the students, with our professors and our staff. But I think in terms of teaching, there is no problem. But in terms of practical studies, we had problems. So we have to improve those, and I believe that we will succeed. And like I said earlier, we saw that we can do the distance learning. I think we should propose some distance learning programs, and we should work on it a little bit more. Although we invested a lot in order to succeed distance learning as well, now we need to train our professors about the distance learning as well. And what we realized during this pandemic and an online education, there are some points that we need to improve our staff's professional development. And we have decided to go for it. And now we are having a training program for our professors, for our administrative staff, just to improve the services for our students in terms of teaching, in terms of administrative processes, in terms of other facilities as well. I believe that we will succeed that one as well, because I am happy with our higher management. Whatever we propose, they are continuing to support us, and I get support from my deans and our program coordinators. Anytime I ask help from them, so I am not concerned about really major difficulties, maybe minor.
Minor ones. Thank you very much.
One question that me and all of my colleagues would love to know, I think you can already guess, are there going to be any major events at IOS soon, such as graduation ceremony or festival? But let's focus on the graduation ceremony, since we're
of course
graduates now.
Last year, you know that we couldn't organize the graduation ceremony during our regular time in June because of the pandemic crisis. Center didn't allow us to call students even outside. So we had to wait until September to organize the graduation ceremony, and we organized our graduation ceremony in our salon. Actually, during this year, the last year I mean, IUS organized a lot of activities. We organized student conferences, student seminars. We organized some international talks, invited students through the online platforms. For example, FAS organized student competitions. FEDU organized student competitions. Electrical engineering program just recently organized international conference together with the students, FANS students. Also, Balkan Study Center recently organized two very important conferences, invited the international students as well, and they were really successful. As a tradition, IUS has this tradition, hosting the international conferences, talks, seminars. But when we think about the student-based activities, of course, last year it was not possible. Next year we are planning to have open day. We are planning to have some festivals, maybe spring festival we can organize. And we will organize our graduation ceremony on the 25th of June this year. We have already decided, and we are planning to organize it. Right now the crisis center only allows 70 persons outside. We are hoping that in the second half of June they will say us, okay, you can call students, all of the students. If they don't allow us, we will divide the ceremony into two parts. We will organize one part in the morning, the other part in the afternoon. but we have already decided to organize the graduation ceremony. This is really important for our
Some
students.
good news.
Yes,
Yes.
Good
so
news.
you can wear your gown and you can get your certificate. So these are very important things. Maybe I forgot to mention also FANS, Faculty of Engineering and Faculty of Business and Administration, organized a cafe, FANS Cafe, FEBA Cafe, during this pandemic time. And they met with their students regularly every week in certain time. Recently, FANS had, how to say, a competition for singing a song,
Oh, it was a talent show, huh?
talent show
Oh.
for the students online, and it was really nice. So if you want, you can do something, right? It doesn't mean that you have to restrict yourself behind the screen and you should sit in your home and not do anything. If you want, you do something.
Yeah.
We want to do many things, and hopefully we will do it. Our student center is working on it, and they are asking our students how to organize it. We are getting feedback from our students right now. Every time I tell my staff to ask students how they want it, the way they want it, we will try to do it. It doesn't mean that we are going to do something and ask students just attend it. They are not getting happy like that. So
Yes.
we should ask our students whatever they want, we will try to do it as
Okay.
much as we can, of course.
Thank you.
Professor, before we thank you for this important conversation,
Thank you very much.
is there anything else that you would like to add? A final comment, perhaps a message to the public and our students, professors?
Well, I want our students, our new students, prospective students, they already know they are very experienced students, that they are going to join a nationally and international accredited university. This is really important. Our teaching processes are well defined and they experienced already is very good when you compare to other universities around us. And by the investments that we have done so far, we are continuously trying to improve ourselves. The Cisco WebEx system, we are the only university in Balkan region having this system and using this system. So this is really important. Maybe you didn't, as a program, you didn't use this system, but FANS are using very
They
well.
started
FEBA
using
is
it,
using very commonly right now. And this is really important. Those are very expensive, but very important investments for our students. And I want my students to pass this information to the prospective students, because this is really important. Very high quality university that they are going to join, and they are going to get a good education, good training, hopefully. And they should know, they should realize that our diploma is valid around the world. The indication for that, our graduates, they are doing their master's studies, their PhD studies, they are working in a very important companies abroad, in Bosnia, in Turkey right now. For example, almost all of our Turkish graduates are working in a very good jobs in Turkey, in a very good positions. So it shows the quality of education
Yeah, yes.
of this university. And diploma validation is so important, especially in Turkey for Turkish students. Our diploma is validated by YÖK without any preconditions actually. So when they graduate from this university, you know, their diploma and transcript is validated immediately. So this is, I think, important point that we need to mention. Of course, as a final word, I have to thank our foundation for providing these, you know, opportunities.
Conditions,
Yes,
yes.
these conditions for us. And we would like to thank our board of trustees for helping us, for easing everything for us. Actually, whenever we ask something, they never say no. They try to help us. Of course, I have to thank our administrative persons, units, our deans, program coordinators, and our professors. If we didn't have that much dedicated professors, we wouldn't be able to succeed these. At the end, I have to thank our students. They are great. They are wonderful. We love them. And we would like to keep in touch after you leave here also. Don't leave us forever.
We won't forget
Always
you.
keep in
Don't
touch.
forget us.
Don't forget us. We are not forgetting you. And thank you for this program, allowing me to sit here and explaining what we have. Of
Thank
course,
you.
like I
Thank
said,
you.
I would say we are great. What else would you?
Thank you very much.
Well,
Thank
to
you.
finish off, I would love to thank you for
You're
being our
welcome.
guest today and sharing all these informations with us and our students and watchers, and of course my co-host who helped me today during this interview. So I'm really glad this is one of my final projects. So
Okay. I am helping you
I was
then.
enjoying myself.
Okay. Thank you
Thank
very
you,
much.
and see you next time.
See you.